Hey, what's up and hello. This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Hit the like, but also hit the hype. I am finding out that the hype is just as important as the like. So for the replay gang, if the hype is there, make sure you also hit the hype for your girl. All right, y'all. So let's talk about this messy nonsense, shall we, between Tamar and Funky Dineva. Two messy queens that love to always be in some stuff, okay? I had to really think about this, and some of you guys may agree, may disagree. I don't care. Y'all come here to hear what my take is on certain things. But let's just do a background of what is going on with them. So, Tamar months ago claimed that she almost lost her life and pretty much had busted teeth and all of this other stuff that was going on with her. I remember hearing about it, but to be honest, I didn't care. I did not care. I kind of rolled my eyes hearing it, and I was just like, oh, okay, because it just seemed like, one, why are you coming to social media about this? Why is it even important for us to know that your teeth were busted out and you had to get all of this stuff done? Like, why do we care? Why do we care? So I didn't even think anything of it. What I do remember is that people were saying like Funky Dineva in some kind of way was involved in this. And there was actual footage going around that Funky was like, I don't know what happened to that girl, whatever the case may be. Let's be clear. When it comes to both Tamar and Funky, they are a lot of the times the common denominator in a lot of BS. Let's just keep it real. I mean, at the end of the day, I still have my feelings about Tamar and how her sisters are because of how dramatic she is. They like to always use her as the scapegoat. I still think Tawanda's a witch. I still think that they definitely always make it seem like Tamar is the problem. But at the end of the day, like I told you guys before, I have never been a huge fan of Tamar because she is constantly in stuff. But I think primarily she's constantly in stuff because it keeps her name buzzing. Same thing with Funky, keeps his name buzzing. So why are we here now? Well, Tamar actually did a podcast with L'Oreal. And for those who may not remember who L'Oreal is, L'Oreal was on Love and Hip Hop. She has a very, very annoying voice, by the way. It just, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't be able to hear the whole entire interview of hers because of how she talks. Seems like a sweet girl. It's just, her voice. But anywho, so with that, she did a podcast with her. And Tamar spoke on not only Mandisi, saying that she barely knows this man, but then at the same time, she also sat up there and talked about that infamous night where she ended up being all gummy and missing some teeth, okay? Missing some toothes, all right? So she talks about that. Now, honestly, hey babies, I see all y'all. I see my OG Shayla. I see bro. Hey. So I listened to it and I'm gonna play it with you guys. I'm gonna play it for you guys. I'm not gonna actually show the video itself because as much as people claim they're okay with you, listening or showing their footage, next thing you know, I'm getting a copyright strike or you need to remove this. And trust and believe the people that you think are straight up cool, they be the main ones trying to strike people's channel, but I ain't gonna even go there. So with that, I'm gonna actually play it. And I don't know, you guys. I don't think what she said was that bad. I feel like Funky was just ready to unleash. I was really trying to find like where was it and what warranted that. But from my understanding, looking into it, his main thing was he said she was lying. Okay. But first things first, we're going to hear when she claims that she don't really know Mandisi's. Okay. She's like, I barely know the man. All right. And so Let me play this.
And Heartbreak Retrograde.
Let me know if you can hear it.
A movie.
I did.
Which is phenomenal. What gave you that idea to do the movie?
Well, I had a vision for the whole thing. The whole Heartbreak Retrograde was, based on a true story that something happened in my life. And I just kind of wanted people to know the progress of what happened at that time, because I am definitely not the only person in the world with a heartbreak, and especially with a heartbreak retrograde. And I think that when you've had a heartbreak that lasts a long time, you kind of think that, something's wrong with you or you're alone. And I just wanted the people to know that this is a real situation that happens to real people every day.
Yeah.
And so that's what that was about.
And we knew it was going to be big when the trailer dropped, okay? The trailer dropped and there was a lot of controversy.
We knew it was going to...
I don't know why, because honestly, the acting was quite horrible when I saw it, to the point where I didn't even watch the whole trailer. I turned it off. Acting on both sides was absolutely horrible, but moving on.
Because you were in it?
I'm in it. I didn't even realize. Oh my God. Yes, I too am in it. And there were some other surprises that other people that were in it that started causing some questions. So of course I want to ask you about it because people have been speculating things.
Okay.
So Mendices, he plays one of the main men. Also Julian, who's in Beauty and Black. They both are your leading guys.
Yeah.
But for some reason, all anybody saw was you and Mendices. I'm in the film. Vince is in the film. Your mama in the film.
Yeah.
But all we saw were you and Mendices, or that according to the blogs, right?
Yeah.
So they started putting you two together. Do you and Mendices have anything beyond this film? Or?
No, to be honest, I barely even know him.
Okay.
To be honest, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not we're cool, but he's not like my homie. You know what I mean? It's not like that. And he just got casted in the film, and here we are.
Were you
Okay, so that's first thing. She says she barely knows the man, okay? So she says she barely knows the man, all right? So then we get into what happened that infamous night, all right? And this is what she has to say.
Yeah, but I can't tell. I can't tell her the situation. Now, you had a moment where something happened to you. There was an incident that happened to you. You took to social media. You talked about it. You said you woke up in a pool of blood.
Yeah.
What really happened in that situation? Because a lot of people had questions. A lot of people were diagnosing you. Some people said it was Yandy because she saw the Mendices video.
Never met her.
So it wasn't Yandy. Make that clear. And it was nobody inside of your home, because I know that. So are you aware of what really happened to you?
No, I'm not.
Or can you talk about it?
I can talk about it, but I'm not aware of what really happened to me.
Yeah.
All I know is that I went to a friend's birthday party. I gave a friend a birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
You thought was your friend?
Well, we ain't even gonna touch on that.
Yeah.
I came home like I would normally do. Well, you kind of know the spiel. I come home, I'll take a shower, I'll wash my face, I'll come back in the kitchen. We'll have, have more cocktails.
I know how it goes.
Or have some food.
Yeah.
And congregate until everybody leaves. And the last person left. And one of my friends was just a little too intoxicated to drive, which is fine. My third bedroom is very iconic.
Mm-hmm. You always yo, Elle, you ain't got to drive. You can stay right here.
Yeah, it's very iconic. So, actually, me and Brian was texting each other while I was watching Real Housewives of Orange County, and I fell asleep. And when I woke up to my friend shaking me like, Tay, you okay? Are you okay? What's going on? I'm calling I'm calling the ambulance. I was like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
And then when I came to, it was like teeth and blood all over the place.
And you just don't remember anything.
I do not.
I do not. Scary.
I do not.
So did you look at the friend like, hey, did you do something to me?
No, that person wasn't capable. That person was mortified.
Yeah.
Mortified. Yeah.
So that's so crazy. And I'm sure you've run through your mind.
Yeah, I went to the hospital to try to figure it out because I was in excruciating pain. It was bad. And it was bad because I didn't know what happened to me. And psychologically, it was very heavy, and my whole right side of my body, I still get numb, but my whole right side of my body was so numb I couldn't even lay down. I couldn't even sit. I had to lay on the floor on my back. And I went through a series of tests in the hospital for 5 days, and the only thing that they concluded to was a sleepwalking episode. And that's that.
Okay. So y'all heard that, right? Okay, so that was Tamar's interview that had Funky get into a funky bunch. All right. Now, from my understanding, his issue was where she started off saying, I was celebrating a friend's birthday, and then says, I actually planned the actual friend's birthday. L'Oreal says, or someone that you think was a friend. And Tamar's like, well, we're not going to even go there, but blah, 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 blah. Okay. So apparently that is what set Funky off. Okay. Now, when I'm listening to it, I'm like, because first of all, let's talk about Funky and what has happened and transpired for the last week. Funky has been diagnosed with prostate cancer. It's a very early detection of it. He actually said that he wanted to talk about it to make it, where people can be aware and there can be educational purposes and, in regards to it, that he doesn't want sympathy. So this has pretty much happened within the past week. Now, based on this actual L'Oreal interview, this was posted 11 days ago. I can't remember exactly when Funky actually stated that he had prostate cancer. I feel like this was posted before he actually announced it, but it could have been posted around the same time. Tamar doesn't have any control, I guess, of when stuff is posted. But again, it seems like her and L'Oreal are friends, so who knows? But it just seems like the timing of it all just automatically seems suspicious. On top of the fact that we're not even 2 weeks out of literally the Braxton show being over, and then now some more drama is stirred up, okay? So with that being said, Funky responds to the fact that she had this actual interview. He actually went on the Jasmine brand website or whatever the case may be, and I think he was saying like, the girl is lying, she didn't plan no birthday, you know what I'm saying? Like that was not the case. Like she's just lying, she just lying her ass off. Okay, so he's like, absolutely not, that's not what happened. Now, y'all can believe who y'all want to believe. All right. I don't feel, in my personal opinion, what she said warranted him to respond the way that he did. But apparently he said even if he feel like it's the slightest of shade, he's going to go in on her, because I guess he felt some type of way that when this first happened, a lot of people looked at Funky like, how could you do this? And, you don't like Black women, and, you just allowed your friend to have something happen to her and you weren't there to protect her, and blah, 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 blah. So literally he was already feeling some type of way. And I guess apparently he went to Tamar like, why don't you actually say something about this? And she did nothing. She did nothing. So he kind of had to take the drama, so to speak, with people saying a lot of things about him. But he held it in. But I guess that little moment, he decided to let it loose, okay? Now, he went off, and boy, did he go off, okay? Like, it was bad. So let's listen to it, even though I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard it. I got 9 people in the live. Please hit the like button, and if you're a replay gang, also hit the hype button. But let's listen.
I'm still up in the air about how I'm gonna respond to Tamar. Okay.
Oh, you responded.
Tamar recently did an interview with L'Oreal, and I don't know. She just did something I didn't like. Take a look.
Are you aware of what really happened to you?
No, I'm not.
Or can you talk about it?
I can talk about it, but I'm not aware of what really happened to me.
Yeah.
All I know is that I went to a friend's birthday party. I gave a friend a birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
You thought was your friend.
Well, we didn't even go touch on it.
Yeah.
I came home like I would normally do. Well, you kind of know the spiel. I come home, I'll take a shower, I'll wash my face, I'll come back in the kitchen. We'll have, have more.
Okay, so the rest of the interview is irrelevant. Tamar, I'm gonna speak to you directly. I never wanted what transpired between me and you to transpire. I didn't. In this moment, it's still not something that I'm very proud of. And I honestly wish that I could go back a couple months and we could be in the place that we were before this happened. But what I can't tolerate is the sly shade, the sly messiness, and this thing that you do. You do just enough that when somebody calls you on it, then you can dip your hands back and be like, I didn't do nothing. What? I didn't do nothing. I didn't say the person's name. Okay, you started out with...
Are you aware of what really happened to you?
No, I'm not.
Or can you talk about it?
I can talk about it, but I'm not aware of what really happened to me.
Yeah.
All I know is that I went to a friend's birthday party. I gave a friend a birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't like that. I don't like that at all, because I'm telling you to your damn face, you was a bold-faced, bald-headed, goddamn liar, okay? That night was never about me. You and Zoe and all the rest of them, y'all was looking for something to eat. Y'all called me and was asking me what was there to eat up in my direction. I said everything up my way closed. I was like, we could always go to Roof Chris. Y'all said, fuck it, meet me at Roof Chris. I met y'all at Roof Chris, you and Zoe. In comes walking Mendices and his homeboy, okay? Now, this is the third time that me and you have been hanging out, and out of nowhere, here comes Mendices, okay? Now, you can make of that whatever the hell you want to make of it, okay? I was tired. I wanted to go home. Y'all said we going over here to Sauce in Buckhead. Meet us at Sauce. I said, y'all, I really don't want to go. I drive my car over to Sauce. By the time I get to Sauce, Zoe calls and says, Tamar said, just leave your car at her house and we're going to go to V12. I didn't even want to go. You didn't throw me no party, love. Why are you doing this? Why is it so important for you to create this narrative like you were doing something for a friend and a friend did you so wrong? Okay? So now you and Mendices sneaking and dealing around. Mendices was behind us at the V12. Okay, he just didn't want to walk in, or they had arranged it because he didn't want to be caught up all in the mix. If you were throwing Quentin a party.
Now, let me pause there. What does he mean by he didn't want to be caught up all up in the mix? Because how are you not caught up all up in the mix if you are publicly going out with Tamar in Atlanta of all places, as if no one is going to see you? So what do you mean he didn't want to be caught up all up in the mix? I'm a little confused by that, but let's continue.
Tamar, the sign would have said Quentin. The sign would have said Funky Dineva on it. Okay? Now, in fairness, it was my birthday week, and maybe in your mind, you were saying, let's go out and continue to hang for your birthday, or it's your birthday, let's hang. But to create this narrative that you went to throw a birthday party for a friend and this friend did you so wrong, that's not right, Tamar, and it's not fair to me, and my feelings are hurt behind it. My feelings are really hurt behind you trying to create this narrative. And here is what the situation is, my love. For whatever reason, you being Tamar Braxton that you are, you like running to the internet and stirring up mess and confusion and drama. It's what you like.
Here's the problem though, Funky. You kind of do the same thing. I guess my thing is this, like Funky is always in some drama too. He's messy. He attracts messy. Messy and Messy is going to end up clashing because Messy and Messy just can't get along. This has happened with Tamar. This has happened with Tasha. This has happened with Michelle Alien. I don't know why he keeps trying to befriend people who are in the same industry as him or in the reality show world. Maybe, just maybe, you need to step out of that zone and create genuine friends outside of that, because I don't think these entertainment blog world, you're gonna find genuine friendships. And I don't even know if necessarily you're looking for genuine friendships, because how many times are you gonna go through this over and over again to realize that maybe, just maybe, this you don't need to hang with those type of people? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, I mean, at the end of the day, at a certain point, you are also the common denominator in this. You know, now he can try to say that he has friendships with genuine people on the reality show market and reality show TV, but I personally wouldn't trust any of them when they know that you are a known blogger, one of the top Black bloggers out there, YouTubers out there. I wouldn't trust them, because as far as I see it, I think we getting played from all areas. And I'm going to talk about that. I think we're definitely getting played.
Gonna pay after there is no real world where anybody busts out the front of their damn mouth and then start talking about they woke up in a pool of blood and they almost died. I did not play it in this interview, but at the time in which you went to the internet, you said you woke up in a pool of blood and almost died. In this interview with L'Oreal, you mentioned that you were home with David or somebody, and they said we need to call an ambulance, and you were like, no, we're not calling no ambulance, which suggests to me that you did not almost die. Okay, but now, since you want,
now he got a valid point there. He got a valid point, because of course Tamar is always here for the dramatics. She always make it seem like things are much more just crazy, you know what I'm saying, than what they really are. You know, so yeah, and again, I rolled my eyes when I heard about the story. I was like, okay, this is one of Tamar's antics. Like, what's about to come out? What's about, like, is the show about to come on? Something's about to happen, because this is Tamar's marketing. Bad publicity, crazy publicity, whatever the case may be, it's still publicity. So I even rolled my eyes when I heard it, because I'm like, who wants to even talk about how their teeth got knocked out and they're in a pool of blood? Like, who even wants to do that? So I have to agree with him on that.
To be like this, let's be like this. Part of the problem with this whole thing was, Tamar, is that I was never comfortable with the relationship that you and Mendeecees had in front of me. Okay?
So yet again, if you were that uncomfortable and you said that was the third time that he was around, why keep entertaining it by being there? And this is why I'm saying that Funky is always claiming he's trying to find friendships in all of the wrong places. Like, these industry people are not going to be genuine friends. Like, a lot of the times it's just a way for them to come up. Because let's be clear, Tamar is still winning in this situation because everyone is talking about this. But people are talking about you too, Funky, but we'll get to that later.
At you at the music video shoot in your booty shorts, sitting on top of him, Him meeting us up at restaurants every time we met up, I was very uncomfortable with it. And if we gonna tell it, let's tell it all. So since she was throwing a party for a friend's birthday party, do y'all want to know why I did not get out the car and go upstairs with Tamar when we got back to her house? Because after her and Mendices got through kissing in the back of that goddamn car, I figured they wanted to be up there privately. That is why when we got dropped off at Tamar's house, I did not go upstairs. I got in my damn car and went home because you was sitting on his lap in that goddamn Uber and y'all ass was kissing. Okay, and the shit made me damn uncomfortable. Okay, now if anybody know who happened and what happened to your damn teeth, it's Mendices and his best friend, because they was the ones who went upstairs with you. Now I don't know whether they was fucking your ass from the back and ran your head through the headboard or
what. Lord.
Okay, but if anybody need to be investigated on what happened to you in your damn teeth, it need to be Mendices and his friend, because that's who went upstairs with you.
Okay, let me pause there. Okay, Funky. This is a moment where you want to get back at Tamar so badly that you brought Mendices and this other man, and you're kind of throwing them under the bus. And here's why. That does look very suspect. Y'all already know it don't take much for a black man or a black woman to be accused of something. Hence why Funky is bad in the first place, because people were accusing him of being a bad friend, leaving her there in the first place. Now, me personally, I would still look at that situation a little suspect if she was apparently intoxicated and they're kissing and you see two men go upstairs. And I think he implied that he did not go into the house. He just left. I would still feel uncomfortable leaving my friend there. But again, I have a woman's instinct and I wouldn't feel comfortable. If anything, if they was about to parlay, if you know what I mean, 3-on-3 type of stuff, I would still want to be downstairs just in case I felt or heard something that was uncomfortable, if you know what I mean. That is me personally. However, he's saying if anybody need to be investigated, it'd be Mendices and his friend. You kind of open up a can of worms on that, sir. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And I'm sure Mendices and his friend is like, what the F, dude? Like, what the F? Because you kind of implying a lot right there. You are. And y'all let me know how y'all feel, but it seemed like he is kind of implying a lot of what could have possibly happened, okay? Oh, I'm going to get into that. Trust me, I'm about to get into that.
That's who went upstairs with you. Okay? All the phone calls I got at the V12, is Tamar drunk? Why is she sitting on Mendices' lap like this? Why is she sitting on Mendices' lap? And see, here's the thing. I hate that I even chose to go this route because it follows the narrative of, oh, he just a messy sissy who couldn't wait to get mad day to tell her business, keep the messy punks from around you. Like, it would seem to me, Tamar, if you knew that I was holding on to all of this, that you would just leave me the fuck alone.
Well, she didn't. I don't know if she necessarily knew you respond that way, but let's be clear. I think she did. And so let's get into it. I think we're getting played, y'all. I think we're getting played. One, Tamar knows how to get stuff started in the social media world, but guess what? So does Funky. They're all winning in this situation. One thing about it, Funky, when he starts reading anyone for filth, especially a black woman, as much as people say that he hates black women, those are some of his largest views. Funky, I'm sure, gets a nice check every month, but when he starts really going in, his check get better. All right. Not to mention Tamar. is now in the headlines all over the place. Mendices and Yandy are not legally married. Now, me personally and my integrity, if a man is attached to another woman publicly or privately, I don't want nothing to do with that man. But the reality is you got a lot of scallywags out here who have the mentality where if he's not married, he's up for grabs. Okay? So if this is true, they're not married. However, I actually, when I was listening to this, I had to change my thumbnail because I was like, I feel like we're getting played. So then as I'm doing my thumbnail, I see Funky is live. And I get on live and immediately he's saying that he feels like Tamar was doing this in front of him on purpose, knowing that he's a blogger, knowing that he's a YouTuber. So then purposely he can sit up there and say something and get the mess going or to get stuff going because this is what Tamar loves. Well, then you fell into her trap if that's the case, because you ended up doing exactly what she thought you were going to do. Okay, so instead of you ignoring it, you fell right into it. You fell right into it, like you dived in it. You dived in it. But not only does it benefit both of you, because I wouldn't even put it past Funky that he's behind this too, but that's just my opinion. I wouldn't put it past him that he's behind this. I wouldn't. Now he claims, because interesting enough, if again, his live just ended not too long ago. He mentioned something about Tawanda, and then later on said that Tawanda is probably feeling vindicated, but he was like, I don't watch the show. Oh, he mentioned that, well, Tawanda said you slept with Tony's man, and then later on he said Tawanda, the people were saying Tawanda probably feels vindicated. I don't watch the show. I don't know what's going on. Even if you don't watch the show, you clearly saw the clips of the show. You clearly saw clips of the show because you knew that Tawanda said that Tamar slept with Tony's ex or Tony's man. So miss me with you not knowing what's going on. Funky, even if you don't watch the show, you are in the know of all of that stuff, especially what goes on in Atlanta. But he made it seem like he knew exactly. He's mad that he fell for this because she lives for this. Well, then why are you responding? You are smart enough, educated enough to know when not to respond because you're giving that person a moment, unless all of you guys are in it together to all have a moment. This don't hurt you. This is creating more numbers for you. It creates more numbers for Tamar, and Mendices and Yandy got a storyline for Love and Hip Hop. Because apparently and allegedly, Tamar and Yandy are super duper cool. Or they was at least cordial enough where this looks like very shady and something to talk about on the next season. Mind you, we all have heard that allegedly Mendices and Yandy have a very much so understanding that they both doing their own thing. They're both doing their own thing. You know what I'm saying? Because again, they're not legally married. They're both doing their thing. As far as I see it, especially in Atlanta, I wouldn't be shocked if they done did all of their stuff together. I wouldn't be shocked. Wouldn't be shocked if there's some 3-on-3 going on. I mean, after all, it's the ATL that it seems like damn near so many people are in open relationships. So I feel like we're getting played. I feel like we are really getting played because I feel like Funky doing all of this, he's smarter than your average. He really is. And he's been at this game for so long. Now, today, Tamar responded by actually having, this freaking thing from her attorney, making it seem like her attorney was about to handle all of this. So Funky was pretty much like, give your best shot, ho. I done been sued before by so many people. I done been sued by Better. bring it. I'm pretty much giving my take on what I saw with my own eyes. And he was going in and saying, you know, at the end of the day, he felt uncomfortable about her being around Mendices again. And even after all of that, he said he really wants to love on her. And he really wants, you know what I'm saying, like them to be cool. Like he really thought they were going to have a solid, solidified friendship, blah, 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 blah. Funky, again, you have this, in my opinion, he has this obsession with wanting friends in these type of atmospheres that they don't serve him. You're dealing with people who still partying hard, which that's the last thing you definitely, that was where I think someone said in the live, that's where you hit rock bottom at, was Atlanta. So much so that you left and went back to Florida, apparently, allegedly. So it's almost like you're falling into the same trap that you fell into before, and now you are dealing with cancer. This would be the last thing on my mind, even if you caught it at the early stages. I wouldn't even bother. That little small comment about her throwing a friend a birthday party, to me, reacting in this way seems very calculated. I'm sorry, it did. It did. You know what I'm saying? Now, the Tasha K situation, I felt like a little bit was more warranted in what was going on. But what Tamar said, I was like, really? Like, to me, you was ready to unload. You were ready to do it. You know what I'm saying? Which is perfectly fine. I mean, hell, at the end of the day, I guess if it's going to make you a nice coin, you know, that's what people want to hear anyways. But I just feel like with everything that's going on with you, you really respond this way. Like, I was just like, I mean, even if she was throwing slight shade, which we know Tamar can be shady, I didn't see the reason why he went in the way that he went in. You know what I'm saying? Even if she is lying, even if this is a legit situation and Tamar is the trifling of all trifling and she really is messing with Mendices, and this is on some trifling stuff where Yandy doesn't know about it. Even if that is the case, I don't think what she said really warranted what he said, because it wasn't like, she mentioned the birthday party thing, but she didn't make it seem like, or she didn't say after that, you know, my friend that I threw a birthday party for, I wish he would have been there, whatever the case may be, and protected me. She didn't say anything like that. She was just like, look, I did a birthday party for my friend. L'Oreal made a little comment. She was like, we ain't gonna even get into that. And she discusses what happened or what she thinks happened to her. And that was it. That was all. And she mentioned a friend saying that, you know, they're going to call the ambulance or whatever the case may be. And she said, no, don't do that. And she said this friend that she said that was nameless, she said that they were too distraught. That couldn't have been them. And I guess she was talking about Mendices. Now, does anybody know when Funky Dineva's birthday is? When is Funky Dineva's birthday? Because when did this occur and when did this happen? But I just feel like this potentially can be, in my opinion, a scheme set up by all of them. A scheme set up by all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, because interesting enough, he claimed in that live, if I heard him correctly, that when he went to Tamar saying, like, say something or defend me in this situation. Defend me or say something in this situation. And she said, I done spent a lot of money on my project. Please, you know what I'm saying? Like, do this for me, X, Y, and Z, whatever the case may be, you know, making it seem like she understood what she was doing and he was keeping hush hush about it. Well, why you didn't show those? Why didn't you, like, you didn't even have to respond like that. You could have just easily shown the text message and said, I'm going to just drop this right here. Y'all do what y'all want to do with it. And that would just tell you this is a scheme set up by Tamar. I think at the end of the day, both of them know how to play this social media stuff very, very well. So I don't put it past a Funky Dineva to be involved in this. To me, he still didn't say a lot, in my opinion, because it's not like Mendeecees is married. He's not married. Now, does it make her look trifling that she could be dealing with a Mendeecees and everyone knows on a public level Mendeecees and Yandy go hand in hand? Yes, but is she morally wrong? No, they're not married. Yandy don't even plan on getting married to Mendeecees because she did not want them baby mamas to come after her money. So, ooh, okay, she messing with Mendeecees. I'm sure Mendeecees is probably messing with a lot of women in Atlanta. So then when she pulled this whole attorney thing, I'm like, what are you calling your attorney for? What would be the purpose of calling your attorney over this? And isn't it very ironic that there was this big scandal about Tawanda just a couple weeks ago saying you messing with Tony's man, and then this is the same narrative that she messing with someone else's man. This seems like a straight up soap opera. Sorry, y'all. And right now, I'm side-eyeing everyone in this situation, baby. I'm side-eyeing everyone. I don't know how I feel about this. I got 25 people in the live. Please hit the likety like, hit the like button. And if it's the replay gang, hit the hype. I'm side-eyeing everyone. You know what I'm saying? Because drama sells. Social media, all that drama that they're doing right now sells. Every time I turned around, it was in my algorithm. All of it was in I was like, damn, like, well, I guess I need to talk about this. And I was like, let me hear what actually happened. And then when I heard it, I was like, this is what he went like flipped out over this. I was like, he was ready. He was ready. He was ready to go. Now, could it be stress? Could it be him being scared? Possibly. Or could it be that he understands the game just like Tamar and we all getting played here? We all getting played. I personally don't think this lawyer, this was just an attempt to make it seem like she's fighting back. I don't think this is going to go anywhere. It's a moment. And then probably within the next couple of weeks or the next month, I'll say the next couple of weeks, we're going to move on to the next story. We're going to move on to the next story. And that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like, this is a moment. This is a moment. And again, y'all can agree with it. Y'all can't agree with it. But I don't know. I feel like there was definitely more anger behind Funky when it came to Tasha K. Even when it came to Michelle A.T. Alien. This one, I was just like, this feels a little plotted. Just a little plotted. And they all benefit. Funky about to get a nice check. A nice check for these past two videos. And I ain't mad at them. I mean, at the end of the day, especially if y'all both coming up off of it. And then next thing you know, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is going to come back on. And this is going to be a part of the storyline. And this is going to be Yandy again, feeling like, you know what I'm saying, she getting played, she getting embarrassed, or whatever the case may be. This is a storyline. Storyline for Mendeecees and Yandy for the next season. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Like I said, he definitely, I don't know. Like, I just don't feel like Funky could possibly think that these reality show girls and these YouTube girls are true. I don't know if he's really genuinely looking for friendship. Like, how can you? When every time you go for friendships in this world, it fails, and it fails on a public level. I don't know. He was cool with Tasha, fallout. Cool with Michelle, fallout. I probably can even name some other people. You know what I'm saying? Again, look, at the end of the day, you guys can feel that he's telling the truth about Mendeecees. If Funky is really not a part of this at all whatsoever, then Tamar played him like a puppet. Tamar knows what she's doing. Let's just say Funky is completely clueless. Again, why would you be kissing all up on Mendices in front of Funky Dineva of all people? And apparently, he was even asking people, if you guys were at such and such place, please email me, because I'm sure y'all got pictures and everything else of what was going on that night. So publicly, she was out there doing the do, and she didn't think that you and somebody else wasn't going to talk about this and hype this up where Yandy would find out. Come on. It's more than Tamar that's involved in this plot. Like, if you moving like that, like, let's be clear. If you know you being trifling with someone else's man and you're a public figure like Tamar Braxton, you're not going to be so bold to do it in public and do it around one of the top Black YouTubers that's been out there from the beginning. Like, Funky Dineva was one of the original YouTubers. If you about to sit up there and mess with somebody else's man and you don't want nobody to know, you're going to keep it discreet. You're not going to be around a big YouTuber. You're not going to be around the public. It was calculated. It was done on purpose, in my opinion. So if he is not involved in it, Tamar played her hand very well with him. Very well. But he's still winning. He done went off twice, back to back. And easily I can see both of those videos easily hitting 500K. I want to say the one he did yesterday easily at this point is probably at 150, 200K, and it has only been 24 hours. So he's winning. Even still, if he didn't know anything about this. But he even said tonight, after I updated my thumbnail, I was like, I feel like we getting played. And he said he felt like he was played. Because he said he spoke to his best friend or his friend and was like, why would she do this in front of me? Why, knowing I'm a YouTuber, why would she do this in front of me? Why is she purposely doing this? And he said he felt like a fool because she doing this on purpose. But I just feel like Funky is not stupid. He knows how Tamar operates. He's known for a very long time, which to me, wouldn't understand why you would want to be friends with her in the first place. Any opportunity, you know what I'm saying? We've seen Tamar in the past. That's why I rolled my eyes when she was talking about her teeth was knocked out and she didn't know what happened. I was like, I'm not about to talk about this nonsense. I was like, what's about to come out? An album about to come out, something coming out? Because she got to make sure she's being seen. That's the way I thought of it. And I was like, let me keep it moving. I ain't even post about it. I was like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So to me, Funky knows how she operates and so many other operates. Why did he think that why would he think that Tamar would treat him any different? Like, I don't think that he, especially because he always liked to call us women fish. That's why I don't mess with fish. Will you keep messing with women and you claim that they're always the problem and they're always doing you dirty, then change it up, boo. But I would say change it up based off of you constantly want to be around these industry girls. Because to me, a lot of them are only friends out of convenience. But I also feel like with Funky, he's a friend out of convenience a lot of times too. It's a business move for him. But he said he was hurt. He genuinely thought him and Tamar were going to be good friends. I don't know. Like, I personally don't see how that could be possible. Tamar's energy is a lot. I mean, is a lot. So to want to be friends with her, knowing how she's operated all of these years, I just don't understand why Funky would think that that would have been a genuine friendship in the first place. I'm just being honest. Which made me say, what is all of this about on Funky's end too? Especially because I understand it's the early stages of prostate cancer, but it's still cancer. I ain't got time to have anybody stressing me out and going off about this type of nonsense. I got other things to worry about. But again, nice little check coming in. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of you guys, like I said, are going to say Funky was telling the truth. And Funky saw what he probably did see. But again, was it a way to play the situation? Very well, because eventually Tamar knew he was going to run his mouth anyways. Or again, were they all plotting in this? Because they're all winning, including YouTubers. Okay? Let's be clear, everybody talking about it, everybody getting views. You know what I mean? Like, especially the big YouTubers, they've been talking about this since it happened, baby, and they ranking in the money. A lot of people are winning in this situation. So that's my take on it. You know what I mean? Like, I would not give Tamar this energy, but Tamar got it. And he thinks that the public opinion, everybody think Tamar is crazy, and everybody think that, you know what I'm saying, Funky's telling the truth. I've seen a mix. I've seen some people who feel like Funky's telling the truth. I see a mix of people, because, you know, a lot of people feel like Funky don't like black women. So you have the other side who's like, screw Funky, or whatever the case may be. I don't think Tamar freaking cares, though. I'm sure she feels like there is more attention. When she posted that letter that her attorney apparently wrote or whatever, there are people who are cheering Tamar on. So Tamar has definitely mastered all publicity is good publicity. So I don't think she cares. And like I said, I find it very ironic that after Tawanda claimed that she slept with Tony's man, that this is another plot about her sleeping with someone else's man. Seems a little convenient, right? Right. But anywho, I would love to have your opinion on the situation. As long as you keep it respectful, y'all can definitely put your comments in the comment section about how you feel. If you feel Funky is telling the truth and he was not aware, do you feel that they're all setting up this scheme and everybody's winning? Or do you feel like Tamar pretty much kind of played Funky like a puppet because she knew eventually he was going to run his mouth? And boop, here it is, 2 very, very successful videos back to back of Tamar, and it's still publicity for Tamar. I would not be shocked if at the end of the day, this helped her record sales. Again, all publicity is good publicity. So with that being said, you guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the like and hit the hype for your girl. And I will see you on my next video. Toodles.